Hello again. If I have to be filmed for telly climbing a tree in a jungle, there'll be a crane operator, a cameraman, a sound engineer with a microphone, a director and a lighting technician, all moaning about how difficult it is. The joy of radio is being able to create the pictures on your own, in your own time, and with your own tape recorder. Christina Dodwell has perfected the art of using the microphone as a camera. Here she's the one climbing a tree, a baobab tree to be precise, in Madagascar.
It goes up really fat, right up till the top where it suddenly spindles out into a few branches. Very much the tree that God planted upside down. And this is my tree. It's a bit like the hoisting of the flag. This is the hoisting of the rope into the baobab tree. Coming up to the top level of some of the trees. Trust it. Gosh, there's an eagle sitting in a dead tree opposite me. It's very high. I'm way above the forest. It's the tallest tree here. So, this is the eagle's eye view. I can see for miles. Up high in the sky where eagles nest. I can't move. I think I'm paralyzed with fear. I have to slide out of these top branches and push away from the trunk and learn to use this descender thing. But I don't dare move. I'm so high above the rest of the forest. Down has to be a very long way.
If you think Radio 4 is the voice of Middle England, you'd be wrong. The programmes are as diverse as their listeners, who themselves can become contributors on the 2 weekly phone-ins, Any Answers with Jonathan Dimbleby and Call Nick Ross. James Benz rang Nick Ross from Liverpool with his views on the state of the country.
At the moment, I'm in DSS accommodation in Scarborough. I'm also an habitual offender, or I have been in the past.
What, a yob, would you call yourself?
Yes, I am. Although, well, I come from, I don't know really what you describe as an underprivileged background, but the way, as soon as you turn the television on, you read the papers, all of the social fabric of this country's collapsed completely. I've got friends here, and we're yobs, we're fairly articulated, we're not stupid. But right from the top of the tree, you've got Jeffrey Archer involved in insider dealing. You've got journalists paying MPs bribes for stories to get points made in the House of Commons. Everything, all of the vices in life have been normalised by the media and society. Drugs. They have a programme, Gladiators, where all of the people, the young idols that the children praise, the contenders, are just steroid monsters taking drugs. Everything's been normalised. Violence, crime. We've spent years and years listening to people push down our throats. If you want it, get it. If you want it, get it. But from where I come from, you can't get anything.
When I was working on the Channel 4 series Who Dares Wins, one of the extras was this bloke called Paul Merton. I remember him for two things. One, he never washed his socks, and two, he just wouldn't stop rabbiting. I remember thinking it would be wonderful if there was a way to capture the essence of Paul, just gabbling on and messing about and generally making us laugh. Well, Radio 4's done just that. He's become a regular contributor to Just a Minute, and more recently, he's improvised with Josie Lawrence, Caroline Quentin, Phelim McDermott and Lee Simpson in The Mastersons' Inheritance. It's a bit like Whose Line Is It Anyway, with the audience suggesting storylines and locations. In this case, the novelty carrot tent at the Mastersons' Magical Circus. And just remember, there's no script, and even the sound effects are improvised.
The novelty carrot tent? I think I'll go in there and spend some of my money.
What are you doing here?
I've just come to see some...
Novelty carrots? I've heard that one before, Sonny.
Yeah, you work at this circus, do you?
The circus is in my blood. I've got sawdust in me veins. The doctor's put me on a low-salt diet.
Can you show me some of the things from a circus?
I can show you many things, but you're a young boy. I can show you perhaps too many things. Your brain will explode.
My brain will explode?
Yes.
That's what I'm looking for.
Are you? Really, that's interesting. Well, come with me through this sparkly curtain. On second thoughts, we'll use the lift. So, come with me into the inner sanctum.
Oh, I've never seen anything like it.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's magical.
Look at those little spots of light.
They're floating round.
Yes, we haven't got a roof, they're the stars.
And what's that?
We're Siamese twins.
They'll never keep this up.
Oh, yes, we will.
Ah, the magical Siamese twins.
Yes, yes.
There's an echo in here. You ask them any question and the magical Siamese twins will answer as if one.
That was Paul Merton and friends in The Masterson's Inheritance. Incidentally, if you're interested in a career as a comic, BBC Radio 1 and Radio 4, together with the National Comedy Network, run a talent competition for new stand-up comedians. For more details, write to the Open Mic Award, and I'm not going to tell you the address because it's on the cassette inlay. Comedy on Radio 4 comes in many forms, from classic quiz shows like Just a Minute and I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue, to contemporary sketch shows and occasional stand-up. And where comedy meets drama, you get the sitcom.
Excuse me, ma'am. Could I check your bags, please?
As long as it don't take too long, my son is waiting for me.
Can you put them up on the counter, please?
Which one?
Let's start with that one. Thanks. Anything to declare?
If I had anything to declare, do you think I'd be coming through here?
No, madam. Long flight, eh, madam?
You know how many times my bag's been broken into and my things ravaged?
No, ma'am. No.
Well, let me tell you. 100 times. And every time I feel like I've been raped.
I'm sorry to hear that, ma'am. Look, your suitcase does stand out. I mean, I've never seen one in luminous green before.
That's so I knows which one is mine.
What do we have here?
My baggie.
I know it's your bag, your knickers. But what's this inside, eh?
Don't be so rude. It's my laundry bag.
No. These. 7 bottles of white rum. Madam, you know you're over the limit.
What you talking about? I haven't touched a drop.
Look to me now. 7 bottles in one pair of knickers must be breaking some kind of record. Not to mention the law.
Well, I'm so sorry, but it was a present. What did you want me to do? Turn it down and upset me sister?
You cannot carry this much alcohol through without paying a duty.
All right, you catch me. Can I close the case now?
One moment, madam. What's this?
It's another present from my sister.
And what is it?
It's tea. It's medicinal.
Madam, I have reason to believe that this is an illegal substance.
You're kidding? You lie? Somebody plant drugs on me? Oh, God have mercy. If you ever see my dying child, I can't believe it.
Would you come with me, please, madam? Now, come on.
No, this has nothing to do with me, sir. It's my sister gave it to me. Tell me it's Christine. You haven't heard the last of this. This is what it is.
Llewellyn Gideon and Roger Griffiths in The Airport, playing to an audience who sound like they might be on medicinal tea themselves. One of the great joys of Radio 4 for me is discovering the unexpected. I remember, for instance, turning on the radio one morning while getting ready to go out to a meeting, and there was William Hurt reading from Paul Theroux's Great Railway Bazaar. I missed half the meeting.
To understand the real India, the Indians say, You must go to the villages. But that is not strictly true, because the Indians have carried their villages to the railway stations. The shock of this exposure at the Northern Railway's terminal, Old Delhi, made me hurry away. I didn't feel I had any right to watch people bathing under a low faucet, naked among the incoming tide of office workers, men sleeping late on their charpoys or tucking up their turbans, women with nose rings and cracked yellow feet cooking stews of begged vegetables over smoky fires, suckling infants, folding bedrolls, children pissing on their toes, little girls in oversized frocks falling from their shoulders, fetching water in tin cans from the third-class toilet. Hard work, poor pleasures, and the scrimmage of appetite. This village has no walls.
Radio 4 produces a quality of performance in its readings and drama that I think is hugely underrated. There are superb radio actors many people have never even heard of, playing alongside some of the best known in the world. Whoopi Goldberg, Kathleen Turner, John Gielgud, Ken Branagh, Judi Dench, Hugh Grant, heard of him? Maggie Smith. And that was just last year. You get some cracking good yarns from the classics like Sherlock Holmes, Jeeves and Wooster or Thomas Hardy. But I love to hear new works from young and experimental writers too. Radio 4 commissions more original writing than anyone else, and it's constantly finding new ways of telling stories and de-glorifying situations which might become cliched on film or TV. Bomber was written by Len Deighton to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the bombing of Dresden towards the end of the Second World War. In real time, it followed the fortunes of the crew of Lancaster Z for Zebra on a bombing raid. Broadcast across most of a Saturday, it's the sort of thing that only Radio 4 could do. And I'll leave you with this clip narrated by Tom Baker. Ta-da.
On Lancaster Z for Zebra, Flight Lieutenant Martin Fleming, 21, and his crew on their first mission to Germany were totally unaware of Löwenhertz's Junkers 88 until the first of 30 cannon shells entered through the forward hatch, missing the bomb aimer lying on it by an inch and exploding on contact with the forward gun turret. Löwenhertz pulls back the stick and rakes his cannon fire down the wing root and tail of the Lancaster. One shell severs the throttle and rudder controls and bursts the glycol bottle. The whole of the cabin fills in a second with choking white mist. The bomb aimer is dead, and Fleming is mortally wounded. Another shell comes through the bomb bay and explodes under the navigator's position. In that peculiar way of explosions, it sucks the shattered, unrecognizable pieces of the navigator downwards, while blowing out the astrodome and catapulting the wireless operator sitting under it out into the night unharmed. Charlie Carter hasn't got a scratch on him, or a parachute.
I told Dad what you wrote about the dangers being exaggerated, Charlie. We all miss you and are looking forward to March the 1st.
Wireless operator Charlie Carter, 19 years of age, had been nervous all day. He was due home on leave soon to marry his fiancée, Lucy.
We've been seeing a lot of Lucy, and last night I got a look at the wedding dress.
Oh, God!
As Charlie falls, the cloud clears and he sees red and green lights all around him.
Beautiful. So beautiful.
It's really beautiful, Charlie. Lucy's mum is so handy with a needle. Let's hope Lucy takes after her.
I told you, always wear your parachute. I mean, always.
Thought I'd have time to grab it, Flight.
You two are going to be so happy together, I just know it.